I've gone into for-profit daycares. With kids, what, under 3?
Yeah.
I ask the kids, how many here have pets? And then I say, okay, when did you start loving your dog? Somebody will always say, when I was born, that's when I started loving my dog. Then I ask these kids, I'm an animal rescuer and a veterinarian, but I need help. Would you like to help me rescue it? Every hand goes up. And what I really love, and I think you're going to find this to be true too, when I go into like elementary, these teachers say, okay, say, doctor, you got 5 minutes, you're going to lose them. So you better get your point across. What you're trying. An hour later, they're glued on every word because we're talking about rescuing animals. Yeah. And the teachers are blown away. We cannot believe this. We need to be in every faith-based school in America because in the Bible it says we have dominion over the animals in Genesis. But the Hebrew word for dominion means love and protect, not dominate and exploit.
That's correct.
So every faith-based should be a part of this because we're doing God's work.
Well, and that's not when we started. We said this was a mission. You know, this is a mission, and you're not there to proselytize, but it's a mission if you're faith-based and you believe, like you said. You know, and it's commanded. It's commanded in Scripture. I became a vet. You know, ever since I was a small child, I don't ever remember a time where I didn't love animals, and I guess that's kind of the cliche. But you know, I share a lot with Dr. Good in the fact that what really changed everything was when I read James Herriot's books in high school, and they really just brought to life that veterinary medicine is not about the animals as much as it's about the animal-human bond and your relationship as a doctor with the client and the people and their families and their grandmothers and their kids and their cousins. And it's just a profession that still to this day is still respected by most of the people in America.
Everything I just said about what I want to do for our profession, but also for our mission. I've come up with this program called the Good Doctors, and of course, it's not a play on my name. It's just the essence of the Good Doctors is we're veterinarians that really care a lot, and I'm looking for another good doctor to help me. And tag, you're it if you want to be.
Absolutely, man. Okay. Sign me up, put me on board, and let's roll with it.
Let's get thousands of good doctors. Absolutely. Because we're going to save these animals and we're going to save our profession.
Let's go.
Okay. The Good Doctors premise is small animal veterinarians like myself all over the country will become rescue partners with the Homeless Pet Clubs of America. And as a rescue partner, they will always have one dog or cat in their clinic, veterinary clinic, small animal veterinary clinic. And they'll either get it because they went to their local shelter and rescued it so it wouldn't be put to sleep, or at least get it out of harm's way and then make sure that dog or cat is very healthy in their clinic. And then they would put up signage in all their rooms introducing the dog or cat to their clientele. And then they all tell the world in their community about the cat or the dog, but they're also telling their world about what a great vet Dr. Susie is, and how much she cares, and how proud all of us who go to see Dr. Susie are of having her as our veterinarian for our pets. The number one reason why someone who has pets chooses a veterinarian is not because they have a big fancy clinic, or where it is, or how many degrees they have, or whatever. It's because that family who has that pet perceives that this particular veterinarian, in this case Dr. Susie, our example, cares about their pet.
I think what Dr. Good's doing and starting the Good Doctors, and hopefully we're able to do, is to highlight these animals that need homes, to go into these schools, to educate and to promote that bond that otherwise may not be there. We both have that drive to save animals. The worst thing a veterinarian ever has to do is to humanely euthanize an animal. And I think as a professional, if you're euthanizing an animal and it's not bothering you, then you've really lost touch of what we went into this for. It's one thing to euthanize an animal that's got a terminal disease or is otherwise not fit to go to a home due to mental defect or whatever. But anyone that takes a life without, that making you lose sleep at night, it just bothers me to have to do that and to go into these shelters. And so I think what Dr. Good has started, hopefully we're going to be able to take and just grow into larger and go into multiple states and hopefully one day go international with that.
Dr. Susie, I saw the picture of Sparky there and I need a dog so bad. Do you think I could adopt Susie? Well, I just want somebody to give it a loving home. And so there's an adoption and there's joy. So that little dog went from being a statistic in a shelter to being in a loving home because of Dr. Susie. Dr. Susie, I think it's nice that you rescued her. God bless you, but I can't adopt. I don't want you to adopt Miss Jones. I want you to start a club in your Sunday school class or your kid's school or your place of work. And the client says, sure, what do I do? Well, just take this brochure, go to Homeless Pet Club, click on start a club, what kind of club, and when they ask who your rescue partner is, Homeless Pet Club of America is so in tune, they'll know the rescue partners in your community. Dr. Susie and her staff get the email from Homeless Pet Clubs of America saying, here's another club that wants to help you rescue animals.